We have so many clients who are working as quickly as possible to meet the April 2026 deadline for compliance with the new ADA Title II web rule. And what helps everyone complete their projects so much faster is Accessibility Tracker. And so that's what's on the screen with us. And we're looking at the projects page. I'm going to scroll down to the latest project, which is Company Accessibility Project. Here we've got some nice sample data. So looking at the project, we can see the analytics, we can see the total number of issues, we can see the issues fixed, high risk issues. We've also got some data visualizations here. But what I want to focus in on is actually the issues view. So we're going to view the issues. And what we see here is our accessibility audit report online. So the way Accessibility Tracker works is you upload your audit report. Once you do, then all of the options open up for you. So you can see here that you can assign different issues to different team members. So let's say you have a content editor who is working on some issues. You have a developer working on most of them. Maybe a designer is involved in as well. Whoever is working on your project, you can assign them to different issues. And then very importantly, this is so key, you can update the status of each issue inside of Accessibility Tracker. So you can see here, I've got 2 marked as validated, 2 marked as completed. So what we want to do is we want to have our team mark the issues as completed once they finish the issue, but then have an external validator mark the issue as validated so that we can know that the fix was indeed made correctly, the issue is resolved. And then once we have this in place, then that issue is no longer going to reflect on our progress reports or any other documentation that we are producing inside of Accessibility Tracker. So if you are looking for evidence of your accessibility, this platform has everything and it's getting more. We're going to add the ability to archive projects so that you can compare a past project with a current one. You can generate AI progress reports inside of Accessibility Tracker. And there's just so much more in terms of documentation, including document storage, so that you can upload your accessibility and compliance documents to Accessibility Tracker and have that there for you. So everything is centralized and that anybody in your team who has access can access that documentation. All right, so continuing on, we also see two prioritization formulas. So one is user impact and the other is risk factor. User impact is it enables you to sort issues by the most overall impact to the most number of users. And what it also does is it assigns a score to the issue. So now you have precision. So we see here that we've already sorted by user impact and we have all of these issues that are marked as high and they score a 97. And if we just continue on down, we see this number falling. So we see 95, 92, 92 continues on. And then that is because several of those issues connect to the same success criterion. And then we see here 85 and so on. And then we can also do this with risk factor. And where risk factor comes into play is this is a data-driven formula that is actually based on complaints that are filed in court by active plaintiffs' law firms. So if you're concerned with the ongoing serial litigation surrounding website accessibility in the US, then sort by risk factor, and you're going to be able to prioritize those issues that are most likely to lead to litigation, so a lawsuit or demand letter. And then what we can also do is view a single issue. So keep in mind, this is the broad view. Once we've uploaded our accessibility audit report, now we can get the details behind the issue. So this is all information. This is all data that is extracted from your audit report. Now that we have it available to us, it enables us to do so much more, including use AI to make us to really make our workflow more efficient. So here we're just looking at the issue description, the applicable code, the recommendation, and what we can do now is we can analyze. This is really going to help your team, especially if they're newer to accessibility. We have these different tools. So one is simplify and explain, another is alternative approaches. So let's say that you wanted to take a different approach from what is recommended in the audit report. Now you have this available to you. You also have WCAG standards. So here you can look at an explanation of the applicable success criteria. We also have detailed technical answer. This is for more advanced fixes. So mostly developers will be using this. And then there's also a custom analysis tool if you'd like to enter a custom prompt. And keep in mind that AI has access to all of our audit report data. So that means that we're going to get very specific answers for our actual digital assets. And here we can see AI streaming. We've got the current implementation analysis, detailed technical recommendations, code implementation with a snippet of the code and an explanation of the solution. And then we have number 4, addressing WCAG requirements. And then it continues on down. So this is a very helpful Very helpful set of tools. This is all AI that is helping you guide you through this project. And what's so important is that, of course, AI can make errors and omissions, but that is why we have the validator to make sure that the issue has indeed been fixed correctly. But this is AI helping us guide us through the project. And talking about speed, this is going to help speed up the project. There are less rounds of validation needed, more issues get fixed right the first time, and we don't have to spend any more time than is necessary to understand the issue and how to fix it. So this is really going to help your team with getting this project done so much faster and making sure that you are WCAG 2.1 AA conformant. And again, this is all based on your audit report. So we haven't shortcutted anything. Everything that is manual continues to be manual. But where possible, we want to make sure that we use and leverage AI for its amazing capability. And so that is what's happening inside of Accessibility Tracker. So we'll go ahead and go to reports. And now we can see that we can generate a progress report based on our current project and based on our status. This is very important because obviously we have the audit report. If we need an initial progress report, we can have that. But if we make progress, then we want to go ahead and show our progress off. And so we can generate a report. But what I'm going to do now is show you a report that I generated just a few minutes ago. So we'll view this report. And what we'll see here is a very nice report that is custom for executives and any project leaders. And so here we've got a nice overview, executive summary, current issue status, issue distribution analysis, risk factor distribution. We see some nice tables making the information very easy for us to extract and understand. WCAG conformance assessment, the top 5 non-conformant WCAG criteria. So here, this can also impact our future work and help us understand what we need to pay attention to in the future, because these are the issues that are showing up the most. We have risk assessment and business impact. And then finally, we get strategic implementation roadmap. And this report was generated in a matter of minutes using artificial intelligence. So again, we really put AI at the center of everything. And there's so much more to Accessibility Tracker, including the ability to generate a VPAT. So if you're unfamiliar with a VPAT, it is the standardized template that we use to fill in. And then once we fill it in, it becomes an accessibility conformance report. And there are so many different organizations now requiring an ACR before you can engage with that organization. So let me go ahead and show you this feature really quickly. And so here inside of the accessibility project, of course, we can get some quick analytics, but I also want to direct your attention to the VPAT tab. And we've already got a VPAT generated here. And then we've got team members. So we can assign team members to our project. We can just add a new team member. And inside of your plan, your plan is going to determine how many team members you have. But if you'd like to just add more team members, you can do that. And you won't have to upgrade an entire level for your subscription. And by the way, you don't have to go have an ongoing subscription to use Accessibility Tracker. You can simply purchase Tracker month to month. But I want to show you the VPAT generation because this is extremely helpful. So let me go ahead and just show you the final product because we're not going to go ahead and fill in the details now. But what happens is AI goes ahead and fills in this template for you based on your current status for your audit report. Remember, we looked at the audit report inside of the dashboard, and here we have the details. So when you go ahead and you go to first generate the VPAT, what will happen is you'll be prompted for these different details. These are all details that are a part of the template. And then so you fill those in. You also fill in the evaluation methods used. And we just continue on down. I'm not going to go over everything, but what you see here is very importantly, you have this accessibility table entirely filled out for you. Again, this is AI filling out the table for you, so you don't have to go through all of this work. Now, what's very important is there's still a manual review component to this because we know, of course, AI can make errors and omissions. So because of this, before you download and publish this as an ACR, what you are prompted to do is review the VPAT, make sure everything is accurate, make sure it's complete. Once that is the case, you can go ahead and publish this. You can now go ahead and publish this as an accessibility conformance report. And what I will do is I'll just go ahead and show you the end result. And so here we've got this ACR available online and it is loading and now it comes up. And so what you see here is the voluntary product accessibility template or VPAT. filled in and completed. So we have all of the details, we have all of the information carried forward from the VPAT, and then we also have the accessibility table filled in. This is available to share, or you can download it in Microsoft Word format. You can convert it to PDF from there if you like. But the point is that now we have AI helping you fill in the VPAT. And of course, this is relevant for so many different organizations. We are not stopping here. There's so much more that we are adding to Accessibility Tracker, including the ability to have automated scanning and monitoring. This has been such a popular request, and it will be available in Q1 of 2026, along with so many other features. We just keep adding to this. This is already the best accessibility platform in the marketplace. And what is so fundamental, and what instantly separates it from virtually every other platform on the marketplace, is this is audit based. This is an audit based platform. So you may have heard how important it is to have a manual accessibility audit. Well, that is still in place. We're just taking that audit, and then now once we have all of that extremely valuable data, now we're opening it up. We're allowing AI to go ahead and access the data, and then we're leveraging the tremendous capabilities of AI, and then we're automating as much as we can. You saw that we make the accessibility audit report dynamic, so now we can easily assign team members. We can update the status. You can get feedback from your validator. We're adding comment logs. We're adding history logs, so you can track everything, all of the progress that you've made over time on your accessibility project. Again, documentation is being added inside of Accessibility Tracker. There's so much here that's already in place, and there's so much more that is coming in Q1 of 2026. We are not stopping at just being the best. We're going to go well beyond this. We're going to make your accessibility project so seamless, so efficient, and so effective, because of course the objective is full WCAG conformance. We don't want to stop at 100% score on a scan, and that is what so many platforms do, because they are scan-based platforms. It's so important that we have an audit-based platform so that we can accurately track progress with WCAG conformance. And of course, we know that WCAG conformance is directly tied with compliance. So everything is here inside of Accessibility Tracker, and we just continue to add on new features to save everyone so much time and money. So this is Accessibility Tracker. You can sign up at accessibilitytracker.com, and I will include a link in the description.